How the did No Jumper go from interviewing iconic artists like Juice WRLD and Lil Peep to neo-Nazis? It's probably safe to say that at this point, podcasting has become a major part of hip-hop culture. But if we're gonna rank one of the most unlikely podcast celebrities, we gotta put Adam22 at the top of that list. Adam22, of course, is the host of the No Jumper podcast, easily one of the most popular and probably one of the most controversial hip-hop podcasts out there. Recently, however, Adam22 and his podcast have been in tons of controversy, catching flack for platforming racist political figures while facing accusations regarding the show's content. Meanwhile, No Jumper itself has been caught up in some wild behind-the-scenes drama involving porn and toxic workplace claims. This left a lot of longtime fans wondering, what the is going on? Before No Jumper was a thing, Adam22 was better known as Adam Graham Mason. No Jumper actually started as a Tumblr blog that had Adam22 paying hip-hop writers to review underground artists and mixtapes. While the blog didn't really make much of an impact, 2015 is when the No Jumper podcast really began to pop off. Adam22 found a real niche by interviewing new artists who haven't yet been scooped up by major labels, racking up millions of views in the process. In 2016, Adam did an interview with XXXTentacion, who at that point was just starting to blow up. A couple months later, his song Look at Me took over SoundCloud. To a lot of fans, the No Jumper interview was the first place to hear X's story. Not only that, but the interview made headlines for all the controversial, uncensored that X said on air, including telling his story about the time he beat a gay cellmate bloody while locked up. All in all, No Jumper racked up interviews with everyone from Tekashi 6ix9ine to Bad Baby to Lil Yachty and the Suicide Boys. Basically, an entire generation of up-and-coming rappers rolled through No Jumper, which was recorded in the back room of Adam's Awesome clothing store in Melrose. All this to say, No Jumper was super successful and popping off. Adam22 became extremely influential, especially with the SoundCloud rap wave, even signing a deal with Atlantic Records to get his own record label. With the podcast seeing all this success, No Jumper ended up expanding pretty rapidly, adding a bunch of new co-hosts and spin-off shows to the platform in a bid to create a content empire. That's how we got Sharp, an alleged former pimp, his own show. Sharp went crazy viral for straight up spazzing on anybody who we thought disrespected him, cameras rolling or not. While the new personalities grew No Jumper's footprint, some fans started saying that the podcast was becoming its own reality show, with guests being spit on and beat up on camera. Meanwhile, Adam's content seemed to focus more and more on active gang members, and he was even criticized on air for asking questions that could be looked at as self-incriminating. On one episode, Adam decided to interview Richard Spencer, a neo-Nazi who organized the notorious white supremacist rally in Charlottesville in 2017. He also interviewed Nick Fuentes, another far-right white supremacist live streamer. These interviews were so controversial that it caused another host, AD, to resign in protest. Another former No Jumper host, T-Rel, said that Adam's choice to platform Spencer made the show's black employees very uncomfortable. It was a huge switch up from Adam to go to interviewing SoundCloud rappers to conducting debates with admitted neo-Nazis. Big change. Adam's actions over the last couple years have a lot of No Jumper fans asking if he's a culture vulture or if he's simply continuing his tendency to interview people who are on the far fringe of the mainstream. Former No Jumper employees have outright accused Adam of promoting a hostile work environment where he encouraged employees to expose one another. But Adam, being the businessman he is, used his newfound celebrity status to break into porn. Adam was an early adopter of OnlyFans and started by sharing a sex tape of him and his now wife, porn actress Lena the Plug. In 2021, they launched a new podcast venture together called Plug Talk. Basically, the format goes like this. Adam and Lena invite other porn stars onto the show as guests and interview them. After the interview process finishes, Adam and Lena out of him on camera. Adam's porn side hustle, however, seems to have come with some pretty serious accusations. A Rolling Stone report says that Eliza Jane, an Instagram influencer, was given a show on No Jumper only for Adam22 to allegedly pester her to do a scene with him and Lena for a live stream. While Adam denied everything, it's worth noting that this isn't the first time he's been hit with some sexual misconduct allegations. While these claims aren't confirmed as true, all this info out there is definitely contributing to the idea that No Jumper is on the decline. Back in 2016, damn near everyone in the industry would agree that No Jumper was cutting edge. It had all the hottest interviews by artists that mainstream publications had no idea how to get to. They racked up a billion with a B, views just across YouTube. That's not to say No Jumper doesn't get views today, but it's become way harder for fans to fully appreciate what their mission is, especially with so many of the show's hosts and personalities leaving the platform. Time will only tell where Adam22 goes next, but right now it looks like his podcast is dealing with a huge identity crisis about what it hopes to accomplish next.